Well, ladies and gentlemen, I went ahead and did it today. I wasn't in the plans, but I went ahead and bought some more Tesla stock here today. And I want to answer a whole bunch of questions about these Tesla shares that I just purchased, which, by the way, I did a Q&A on my Instagram a few days ago. Like, people could just ask me any questions. And literally probably over 20% of the questions had to do something with Tesla. So this is just one of those stocks that a lot of people want my opinion on right now. Okay, we're going to talk about what price I went ahead and bought these shares at, how many did I get, why did I go ahead and buy Tesla stock today specifically, okay? Why not wait longer or something like that, right? Will I buy more, and at what price will I buy more, and how much will I kind of be willing to buy for? So I hope you guys enjoy this. Hit a thumbs up if you do. First off, just to recap, I already owned some Tesla shares, all right? In one of my accounts, I owned about 50 shares of Tesla. It was a little over $14,000 worth of Tesla shares. On the cost basis on those shares were $283.22. And then in one of my other accounts, I own a small amount of Tesla shares, just 6 shares in this account, $271.49 cost basis. So I had a small position in Tesla, and today I went ahead and added some more shares, okay? So I went ahead and bought 15 shares today at about $285.92, and that amounted to just under $4,300 in Tesla shares, which basically makes my Tesla position overall at this point now somewhere around roughly $20,000 worth of Tesla shares, okay? So in this account now I have 65 shares of Tesla at a current value of $18,600, $283.92 cost basis there. And in that other account, just still 6 shares. So overall now we got about $20,000 in Tesla shares, and we own 71 shares in total now in Tesla stock, okay? So why did I go ahead and purchase today? Well, there are many reasons why I went ahead and bought today, okay? The first reason being, if we look at just a chart of Tesla stocks, and I'm not a big person as far as technicals, actually most of the time I don't even care about technicals, but if you just look at a Tesla chart for the past year, you're going to find a very common thing with Tesla stock. Every time the stock gets around the $280 range or a little below, it ends up bouncing back in a pretty quick fashion. And so basically you have a very quick amount of time to get shares of Tesla around $280. You can look all the way back at April last year. It actually went below 280 at that particular time. You can look at somewhere around the late May into June months, right? It hit right around 280, bounced right back. You could also look at an August time frame. It got down to about 285 or so, 290, and it bounced right back. You can look at back in September, it hit around 280 again and bounced right back. You could look at late October into early November, is around that $280 range, and then it just made a crazy run up to over $370. Then you go ahead and look at just about a month ago, it did the same thing, then it ran up, and now it's hit back down to that 280 range again, 285, 284 today. So basically, it seems to have a lot of resistance around 280. It seems like every time it goes down to around that 280 level, a buyer step in, and next thing you know, the stock goes up and up and up, okay? But that's just one of the reasons, okay? Reason number 2 is basically this company is trading at a market cap right now of around $50 billion for the whole company, okay? Tesla, right? You know how much I believe in Tesla for the future. You know that I believe they're going to be probably the #1 player, the dominant market share in electric vehicles, certainly in North America and Europe. It could be possible that somebody out in China actually beats them in terms of total volume. But if I look at the overall market, especially in the developed world, I expect Tesla to be the #1 player in electric vehicles. If they're going to be the #1 player in electric vehicles, plus they have the solar business, plus they could have autonomous taxi networks and things like that over the coming years, if they're going to be the #1 player in all those spaces, in my personal opinion, this company is going to be worth massively more than $50 billion. ARK Invest, for instance, they always talk about the autonomous network and how Tesla could be the main player. By the way, they're a massive Tesla investor, and they believe that Tesla shares are going to go to around $4,000 a share over the next 5 years. Now, that's insanely bullish. That's even way more bullish than I am. But needless to say, they think there's a ridiculously huge opportunity. This is going to be $1 trillion+ market. The autonomous networks of these basically autonomous taxis that drive people around and whatnot. People don't even have to drive the vehicles. And they believe that Tesla can be one of the biggest players there, if not the biggest player. I'm pretty confident Tesla's got a great chance of being that as well. And that's how you get Tesla to a stock that's in the thousands of dollars rather than the hundreds of dollars. So $50 billion, like when I'm buying shares around that price, like it just seems very easy if everything plays out the way I think it's going to play out over the long term, okay? Next thing up is basically Tesla has now officially settled this long talked about $920 million payment. They made it in cash. Ever since about a year ago when I started covering Tesla heavy on the channel, it has been talked about for time and time again. They've been talking about this for a year straight. Oh my goodness, if Tesla shares aren't at 360 by that March 1st, they're gonna have to make $920 million. It's been talked about and talked about. Finally, this is behind shareholders of Tesla. Finally, it's done, it's paid, okay? And now we can move on to bigger and better things, because that's just been an overhang. It's also been something the shorts have talked about. It's also been something the longs have been scared of, and now it's done. That's a beautiful thing, okay? Also, as we talked about on this channel, basically now you can get a Model 3 with the savings in there, the tax credits and whatnot for around $27,000, maybe even lower if you live in California. You get a tax credit out in California as well. But even if you take away all the savings you would get from that, basically you can get a Model 3 now for $35,000 base Model 3, and that's a big thing, and it's brought back a ton of excitement. If I just look at the type of publicity Tesla got last week because of this basically huge price drop in Tesla, and now having the $35,000 model, and basically after the savings and the tax credits, we're talking in the $20,000 range. This has just brought a huge excitement, and I expect Tesla to put up crazy numbers the next few quarters, okay? And lastly, Elon Musk comes out with a massive tweet one night ago. Massive. This is an earth-shaking tweet, okay? If we look at this tweet, what does it say? Having toast and jam in the kitchen while playing Jamming by Bob. I'm sorry, I took a screenshot of the wrong tweet. Model Y unveil event coming on March 14th at LA Design Studio. This is beating most predictions out there from even a lot of us bulls. We were not expecting it in March, so this is very exciting. Model Y being an SUV is about 10% bigger than the Model 3, so it will cost about 10% more and have slightly less range for the same battery. That is really big, guys, because I was not expecting only about a 10% price increase for basically a Model Y that's comparable as far as battery goes to a Model 3. I was thinking it'd be somewhere around maybe a 30 to 40% increase. So if you can get something for maybe around 10 or let's say even 15% increase for a Model Y, in my opinion, that's definitely worth it. I'll probably likely be a first generation Model Y buyer out there. There's a lot of people like myself that actually need SUVs, need more space than like a Model 3 or something, but are looking for like a more affordable price point, aren't looking to buy a Model X, which is like $100,000+. So that is going to be a huge event on March 14th, and we'll have to see what that does for the stock price. Maybe it doesn't have any effect, but we have seen some positive moves for Tesla stock in the past when they've launched some of these products and whatnot, and that's going to bring a whole bunch of more publicity around Tesla and a whole bunch more excitement, okay? So in terms of what price am I looking to buy more Tesla if I am? Yes, I am looking to buy some more Tesla stock. Here's what I'm looking at, okay? If it drops under $270, I will likely buy about another $5,000 more. Under $270 would be nice, okay? If it drops to near its 52-week low, which would be under $255, then I would be looking at doing something around another $10,000 buy, which would basically at $270 and then the $255 with another $10,000. That would basically allow me to pretty much double up my position in Tesla stock, and you guys know how much I believe in Tesla for the long term, and kind of that would basically make it into a position that I would have somewhere around 130 to 150 shares or something like that in Tesla stock. If that did happen, who knows if that will happen, who knows if the stock will drop down in those ranges, because like we've talked about, we've seen a lot of resistance right around 280. It'll hit around that 280 range and bounce right back. So if we're looking at it, so am I willing to buy more? Absolutely, but the shares do have to go under $270 at this point in time for me to buy. I want them to go under that cost basis on that other account where I bought the 6 shares at $271. If that happens, yeah, I'm going to buy some more and I'll be a bigger Tesla shareholder than I already am, which I'm perfectly fine with. It's my most speculative company I probably hold, but still, you know, when I look at the type of numbers this company's going to put up over the next 2 years, this is going to be really exciting. You're going to have some crazy Model 3 numbers coming in the back half of this year because of the price drop, and then you get Model Y coming in 2020. That is just going to be crazy, guys. I can't wait to see the production numbers and the type of numbers Tesla is going to end up putting up for the back half of this year and into 2020. So anyways, let me know if you guys are buying any Tesla shares out there, if you're making any moves in regards to Tesla stock or any stocks in general. I would love to hear from you guys in that comment section. As always, thank you for watching. Have a great day.